Alrighty, so I've already done 2 towers this week for Heroes Arena, but I wanted to save the last one for Yuri because I wanted to use the human team. Unfortunately, I did set it up a little bit earlier. I was really wanting to use Escanor on attack crit, but I wasn't able to get just the right amount of CC. They're all on HP defense right now. I was at 39.9 or 399, no, 339, sorry, 50, 500 or something like that. I was like really, really close to being able to get it. But unfortunately, I don't have any more hammers, and there's very minimal gains that I can make by just really stretching the gear here. So they are all on HP defense. Should be fine, I think. Escanor still does a really good amount of damage, and just going first is, like, really big, honestly. So, might not be completely relatable, but I just wanted to test it out for my own sake, because I do really like Yuri. I think she's really cool, and she should help tank and everything. I think that Escanor should be, or Tyr should actually be a whole lot easier to deal with. Hopefully not only just because I can, I have extra crit resistance, crit defense because of her, but of course, Bond is really good for that as well because I can lower his crit chance, and if he doesn't crit, he really doesn't do that much damage. So, interested to see who ends up becoming like the main target and everything on this team. We will definitely see how it goes. I do think that, like a lot of people were telling me after my initial showcase that using her AoE card turn 1 is pretty much the play, because if you do, you'll put on the rose stacks on everybody. It decreases their damage dealt to you by 10% for each of them. I mean, like, it's not going to stack to each ally, but each stack they have on themselves is going to help, of course. So, I think maybe we push for Margaret kill. I don't think we'll necessarily be able to kill her turn 1, because she is pretty tanky, but we do have the 20% because she is whatchamacallit, seasonal and special right now. So actually, it does look like we're gonna pop the res on the Elizabeth here, which is great. And ooh, that little extra bit of pop damage would have been really nice if we could have got her a little bit lower. But I'm not gonna complain. We popped the charge. We do have another AOE. We could potentially even merge her for a level 3. Just note, she's not a damage dealer by any stretch of the imagination. So her, like, relying on her for damage, not really going to be a smart idea. Dealing some pretty good damage to Bond there, and I don't have any real good ways to sort of deal with that, I'll be honest. So I think my best bet here is to maybe try and kill Margaret off, and then I really want to kill Mael, so that way I don't have to worry about them dealing as much damage to me. So, this is a 3rd stack on some of these characters, actually, so the AoEs will not be a problem with Mael and Margaret, which, okay, it looks like we're just going to outright destroy them anyway. Pulling Bond cards is really good because I want to lifesteal with him. Basically, just getting rid of any of the big DPS characters is going to be essential because I don't have a really good way to heal on this team. So the 20% that I would be getting from the Yuri stuff is going to be giving me lifesteal, recovery rate, all of that good stuff. So just stalling is more than likely going to be enough. So I don't think this removes buffs at level 3. I think it's just a stance cancel, yeah, all the way through, which is not the worst, but maybe not as useful. I think we will throw this out, and then maybe we can get away with this. I'm not 100% sure. Sometimes it's really hard for me to break the shield on these characters, so okay, that actually worked out pretty good. Yuri hitting right here. I have bought her costumes at this point. Obviously, I would not be getting... Well, I guess because Escanor's on HP defense, I am actually able to get away with her on HP defense and everybody, but I put on a card set instead of using CC cards like I typically have to, so I do actually have some CC to play around with, but ideally I would rather Escanor be on a an attack set, if possible, just so that way he does more. But honestly, he's pretty nuts to begin with, so I don't think it'll really matter. So maybe get a little bit of lifesteal here, top him off, and then okay, at least 1 crit. That's at least something. And then boom, nice. Having Roxy on the team is also really good. I thought about using like Levi or even Arthur, but she actually has better CC, and because I've got her like fully invested into, she has a Holy Relic and all that good stuff. She's, I mean, her passive is hard to beat realistically. So if like I'm critting, then it's really not a big deal. So Tyr is next. Tyr is the one that a lot of people have trouble with. Obviously, I might have a little bit of a different experience because I get to go first. I can just hit him with the bond card. I am a little interested to see if we could tank it regardless. Because Yuri doesn't deal that much damage, I think I might actually try to see how well we could tank on this first turn. I mean, if I have to reset, it is what it is. It's just a little bit, like, there's only one team before this anyway. So I think I'm going to go for this and then maybe move an Escanor card because we're going to put a stack on everybody here, which is good. Then we're going to hit him again, which, I mean, we are giving him less HP, which could potentially mean more damage. Oh, we crit as well. Maybe a little bit bad there, but that's 20% damage, less damage that he can deal to us because of the rose stacks. So with my Holy Relic from Yuri, can I survive? Escanor takes a big hit, and unfortunately he is the target here. So I think it's better for me to play it safe and just go for the Bond crit chance lower anyway. I was kind of hoping that it would be enough to lower him to the point where he wasn't going to crit us, but that was probably wishful thinking. I think he lowers crit resistance by, I think it's 30%, so we're kind of more or less just evening it out more than anything. So give me just a second, I'll catch back up. Alrighty, we're back to Tyr. I did have a fun little experience there with Tarmiel. I ended up killing Margaret off. Tarmiel drew his ultimate, but I had already used a Yuri card on him, so his AoEs were sealed and he couldn't ult me, which was kind of nice. So a little bit of helpfulness in that regard. I actually think I might be able to just straight up kill on the Tyr here, which would be really nice. I think I'm just going to go for it because I can crit so much. The little bit of extra pop damage and stuff is going to be nice. I'm just going to get rid of him straight out of the gate. I understand that not everybody's going to be able to do that, but like I said, kind of just testing this out for me more than anything, because I also play the game and would like to test things out. But I know it's not going to be the most relatable, but I get it. Alright, so using Echidna cards, which is not the worst thing in the world. Not doing a lot of damage to me, which is great. Cleave card is a little scary. Okay, not too bad. I could push for his ultimate or something maybe with the merges, but I think I'm just going to try and get rid of her. Or I could potentially just lock her down instead and go for the kill on Freyr, because Freyr's really the biggest problem here. So I think I can use this, get rid of his Nanashi buffs, and just go ahead and bonk him into submission, and I think we'll be fine, because this is going to seal all of her cards, because she's only AoE. It's going to get rid of the Nanashi Despair card, which isn't really a problem. He might potentially even get to be able to use his Delete card, which might be problematic, but I don't think it'll be too big of a deal. So he can't use an Infect card, which is great. I actually really do love the AoE seal. I think that is fantastic. So we're missing a little bit of HP on some characters, so ideally I would like to lifesteal some back. I think I'm just going to go ahead and straight bonk here, and then I can maybe use the Roxy card to kill her. I'm not super confident in that, but I think once we kill off the Nanashi, I think his buffs will straight up go away, so shouldn't be a big deal either way. I could have potentially just not attacked at all. I sealed her anyway. Could have just waited, let the recovery rate sort of take care of things there. Honestly, in a scenario like this where you don't have like a healer or anything on your team, patience is kind of key, especially if you do have a seasonal/special character on the team, because you can just use those extra stats that you're getting to just stall, gain your HP back, easy peasy. You don't have to worry too much about actually, trying to like lifesteal or whatever. So can be kind of helpful there. Who is getting targeted? Okay, Escanor's targeted, which I don't think is the worst thing in the world. Let's go for this maybe. I think this actually goes off beforehand anyway, so we'll just do this. And then we're targeted onto Ghislaine here. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to kill him straight up, but getting rid of Rimuru because of his Infect could be extremely helpful. So I'm going to try to kill him here. Like I said, don't know if that's going to be possible turn 1. It's looking pretty possible. So getting rid of the infect unit is going to be great, so that way I don't have to worry about not healing or anything. Kind of close there, but the pop damage does kill, so that's really nice. We don't get any more Yuri AoEs, but the more they attack into us, the more stacks they put on themselves. So not a huge issue, which I do have to worry about Death Sentence, which he has to activate it with a single target anyway, so do have to be a little cautious there. Unfortunately, I think his whole team can kind of deal some decent damage, so I don't know if we can straight up kill... Well, I think we can probably end up killing her with that and then bonking Ainz. The Pierce card from... What's her name? Roxy? I don't know why. I was trying to think of her last name for some reason, but Roxy Magurdia. Her Pierce card is actually kind of rough. Like, it can hit pretty hard, so I'm a little scared about that. Like, in the sense of, like, leaving her for last, and I definitely don't want him last, because that would be kind of annoying. But he now has Death Sentence on Yuri, which is not great. I would like to lifesteal some back for her if possible. And he's got ultimate here, so I think what I'm going to do is just go ahead and try to kill, and then... Unfortunately, she's not going to gain any lifesteal back from this, but going into the next phase, I should be okay, I think. I mean, I can use the AoE straight there at the beginning. Did I not bond combo? I thought I bond comboed. Might have clicked the wrong card of the last one, but... Oh well. So yeah, she's a little bit low, but I mean, hey, the amount of damage that we're dealing is really impressive, I've got to say. Like, we're doing fantastic as far as I'm concerned, so this is going swimmingly, which, then again, it might not be completely future-proofed or anything. We are relying pretty heavily, well, I don't want to say relying, but like, we're getting a big boost from the 20% here, so might not be the most reliable in the future, maybe. Like, once we don't have the 20% on, I don't know how well it's going to go, like, on off seasons where she's not boosted or anything, so could potentially be a problem, but we'll see how things sort of turn out for us. We're going to hit this. I think I'm just going to hit this, and then I really want to make sure that we get rid of Brunhild, because her weak point does really suck. Like, it actually does hurt quite a bit, so going to try to get these characters below a certain threshold and then get rid of her specifically. Freya can deal some pretty decent damage. Her Pierce card is kind of annoying, and I'm pretty sure she'll use it right here at the beginning. But once we get rid of Brunhild, she's not lowering our attack and defense related. Or is it related stats, or is it just attack and defense? I think it's actually related, but those debuffs, getting, you know, not having to worry about those debuffs anymore is going to be pretty helpful as well. They are attacking Escanor, which is good, actually, because he probably has the most amount of lifesteal that I could get from a character. So let's go ahead and clap again. We will, I think, maybe just guarantee the kill on her and then hit with Escanor here for some lifesteal back. So, boom. We are putting a lot of debuffs on the Scotty, but I don't really think it's that big of an issue. Like, having Bond against Scotty is not ideal in a lot of scenarios. Ooh, is this going to kill? Does not kill. We do get our HP back, but I was hoping that he would only be able to use one card this turn. Alright, using the debuff card, so even more debuffs on her. So she's gaining stats. Okay, using a Flood card. She's literally like 0 HP, so not a whole lot of damage there. But he doesn't have damage cap anymore, so I can, because... yeah, we can just bonk here and then use the bond cards to kill for lifesteal back on him. So easy crit there. Lots of HP back. Can we crit any? No crits, but we do attack twice. 2 crits. Okay, that's too bad. I mean, he wasn't missing that much HP to begin with, so this should be everybody topped off, I think. Yep. Okay, is this last team already? It is. Okay, Catastrophe team is here. Typically, I like to kill mono first when it comes to fighting this team, but honestly, we're dealing so much damage, I might even just be able to go for like a double AoE into just like an easy hit onto like Roxy, because Roxy's kind of like the big damage dealer, and she's like helping them do extra damage if they crit kind of thing. So I think we'll just go ahead and try to take her out. We'll see how much damage this does. This team's not very strong, but it can deal some good damage, which is kind of why they use it, I think. So, okay, really nice. If we had a third AoE card, we probably could wipe, but humans are notoriously like single target based, so it is not that big of a deal. I don't think he'll really be able to do that much to us at this point, so he's going to cleanse. I think Mono always cleanses like first turn if there's any debuffs on at all, but if they go first, they typically do like triple AoE, which is kind of annoying, so this one's a weak point as well, so it can deal some pretty decent damage. But if you're going second, you're more than likely going to have like crit defense gear on your characters anyway, so that way crits don't hurt nearly as bad, which, you know, that should help quite a lot if you're not doing that. I highly recommend it. So let's go ahead and just bonk into... That should be enough. I don't know. Well, let's bonk into this on him, and then because she's, I think, the oldest character, we probably have the best chance to crit her. So maybe we can kill this turn. Looking pretty good so far. Depends on Bond's crits. Pretty typical, I think. Okay, the little pop damage was kind of nice. If we would have got at least 2 crits, I think we would have been fine there, but hey, that's honestly pretty quick. I mean, hey, it took me 20 minutes, and that was with me testing the tier and resetting once. But, I mean, that was kind of at the beginning, so it wasn't like a huge time sink or anything. But I'm honestly pretty happy with it. I think that it works out pretty good. Obviously, like, as I keep investing into these characters' gear and stuff like that, I should be able to hopefully swap him to an attack crit set. And I mean, I don't even know that it's necessary, to be honest with you. Like, he tanks a little bit better with the HP defense, and the amount of damage that he deals regardless is just ridiculous in general. So, not messing around with hard this week. I'll probably mess around with him next week because I'm having to wait on his Holy Relic a little bit. Just wanted to go ahead and get this over with since I'd already completed 2 towers. But he is for the Unknown team, so I'm interested to see how that kind of turns out. I thought it could have been kind of cool to maybe use Shin and Yuri. But I definitely would have had to go on second in that scenario, I think. But it might not have been like the worst thing in the world. Like, having 40% stats would be pretty nuts. But either way, might mess around with that next week. So thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I know that, like I said, it's maybe not the most relatable, but kind of just messing around on my own a little bit, trying out the new character and seeing where I can use her if applicable. So yeah, thanks for watching. Subscribe. See you later.